What's going on? Got another video for you. So, Pierre Poilievre is going to be back in Parliament as of September 15th. And Michelle Ferrari just released this video. It's a clip of Pierre Poilievre sending a very strong and powerful message. This is inspiring leadership, she says. And Pierre says, you don't give up, so I won't give up. So I got this video, and then I have another video to show you guys. Now, before we get into it, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help grow the channel. I appreciate you guys so much for doing that. So let's get into this video here, and then we'll talk about it.
You the shirt off their back. Tell it.
Sorry.
I really love the people of Battle River Crowfoot. They're the kind of what you see is what you get. Give you the shirt off their back. Tell it like it is. Common sense people. They reinforce. I love you too. Thank you very much. I love you. And they reinforced a lot of lessons that all of us in politics have to learn and relearn again. Humility and hard work, loyalty and love. You see, the people in these communities, they fight their own battles, but they're always ready to stop and help a neighbor or a friend. They know how to stretch a dollar, and most of all, they know, in the words of the great Paul Harvey, how to bail together a family with the soft, strong bonds of sharing. They reminded me of all of these things, and they also reminded me that the road to success is never a straight line. And most of all, you should never give up in hard times. That whenever hardship strikes, you need to stand up and keep on going. And if you care about something, you don't give up on it when things get difficult or you suffer a setback. These stories that were on the faces of the people I met, the woman suffering from cancer who had just overcome days of radiation treatment, who showed up at my town hall in Stettler to tell me to keep going. I say to her, you don't give up, so I don't give up.
Sorry to pause it there, but I mean, again, like, you see the compassion, the sympathy. Again, call me naive, call me crazy, but Pierre seems like he really does care about the Canadians that he's trying to represent. And this is what we need. Every other politician seems fake and robotic. Pierre looks like he was about to get a little bit emotional there. You don't see emotions from markcarney. And the only time you ever saw an emotion from Justin Trudeau was when he was having a temper tantrum. Say what you want. He seems very authentic.
The waitress I met in the same town who told me she also works as a teacher and a ranch hand, but has no money left at the end of the month, somehow having 3 jobs. Because she doesn't give up, I won't give up. Or Patty. Patty, a female prison guard who works at the Drumheller Penitentiary and who was tied up and viciously assaulted by a violent criminal, and told me that she wasn't afraid because she was too busy thinking about the job that she had to do to protect her fellow prison guards. My message to her is, you don't give up, so I don't give up. To Bill Bauer, who turned 100 years old in Acme. He was born and raised in a sod hut in rural Saskatchewan and lived through the Dust Bowl and the Depression, all to move to Alberta and start generation after generation of family here in this wonderful region. Because he doesn't give up, I don't give up. To the great people of the special areas whose ancestors were told a century ago, including Damien's great-grandparents, that they'd never be able to farm on that land. Too tough and too dry. And yet, on the homestead signs that you drive by on the highway, those old names are still there, and their great-great-grandchildren are still making those fields blossom. They never gave up, so I will never give up. To the great... Because as my mother, who's here today, taught me, when you get knocked down, you get up and you keep on going. If you believe in what you're doing, you march forward. And so I say to all of the people, not just in the great region of Battle River Crowfoot, but right across this country, to anyone who has been knocked down, but has got back up and kept on going. You haven't given up, so I won't give up. Together, we will work together. We will fight together. We will sacrifice together to restore the opportunity that our grandparents left for us so that we can leave it for our grandchildren, so that we can once again restore a country that is strong, self-reliant, and sovereign. That is the country we're in this for. That is why we stay united. That is why we go forward. May God keep our land glorious and free. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And again, a lot of people say that, well, Pierre's messaging is a little bit too repeated. Well, you don't give up, I don't give up. I don't care if it's repetitive, because that's a great message. And a lot of liberals are like, oh, you lost your seat, you lost the election, oh, it was embarrassing, yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what? He also got 41% of the vote, which no other conservative has done in my lifetime. And he talks to all these people who are going through way worse situations than he is. They don't give up, so he doesn't give up. And that's what we need as a conservative leader in this country. That's why Pierre's the right man for the job. There's no one else. I don't care. Well, I don't like the uniparty. Well, again, Pierre seems like he's different. I don't know the man. I don't know. That's why I say it seems like it. But it also really seems like Maxime Bernier is too busy in his mansion in Florida to even give a rat's ass about his own country or his own riding. Goes on Patrick Bet-David's podcast, trashes Pierre the whole time. And what happened? Oh, that's right. He lost 75% of his vote. Perfect. Go vote for him, morons. See what that gets you. And if Pierre gets in there, and you guys are right that he is part of the uniparty, which I don't think he is, but let's say the populists on Bernier's side are right. Okay.
We need safe streets again, even in rural communities where Kevin Sorensen tells me they used to leave the doors unlocked. Now people don't feel so safe. In rural communities on farms, the thieves are showing up and siphoning gas and stealing copper. More dangerous and violent drug offenses are happening everywhere. Conservatives will push for laws that lock up violent offenders, ban drugs, treat addiction, and make our communities safe to raise families and for seniors to retire. We'll also protect the lawful, licensed, trained, and tested firearms owners. Having a hunting rifle in rural communities is not just a matter of recreation. It is a way to feed your family. And we will secure our borders by putting an end to the liberal open borders experiment of mass immigration, which has been a disaster. Over the next several years, we need to have more people leaving than coming, so that citizens in Canada can afford homes, can find jobs and health care again. Conservatives welcome lawful, orderly immigration, but it has to be done in our national interest, the right people and in the right numbers. In other words, we will fight to restore an immigration system that puts Canada first. And most of all, we need to restore the sovereignty of our country. Our nation has become far too dependent on one export market, and increasingly the Liberals are losing two trade wars, one with China and one with the U.S. Since Mr. Carney took office, $60 billion of net investment has fled the country to escape high liberal taxes and brutal anti-development policies. This has weakened our economy and our negotiating position against other countries that want to take advantage of us. Those investors are taking their money to other places that have lower taxes and more favorable treatment. Meanwhile, U.S. and Chinese tariffs have actually worsened since Mr. Carney got elected, and that was an election that he ran on getting a better deal. Conservatives will fight to put Canada first, and we will work with anyone from any party. We continue to extend our hand to Mr. Carney and say that we want to work with any party to put an end to the tariffs and get a fair deal for Canada. In fact, we're proposing solutions, nonpartisan solutions, that will help strengthen Canada's hand. For example, we propose a Canadian Sovereignty Act to take back control of our economic destiny. This act would legalize pipeline construction, rapid mine approvals, LNG plants, nuclear plants. It would get rid of the industrial carbon tax, the EV mandate. It would ensure that Alberta could continue increasing its output of oil and gas. It would pave the way to get pipelines built right across this country, and it would eliminate capital gains tax when you reinvest your profits here in Canada to bring back hundreds of billions of dollars investment. This is an idea I hope the Liberals will steal, because our purpose is Canada. It's a plan that will mean that we dig mines, lay pipe, open ports, unleash the might of our worker and the genius of our entrepreneur in a bigger, more powerful free enterprise economy that put Canadians back in charge of their lives. These steps will save you money, restore safety in your streets, secure your borders, and strengthen your nation's sovereignty. These are based on common sense, getting back to basics. Things I learned a lot about when I was traveling around the great communities of the region of Battle River Crowfoot. And I have to